I'm Laura Wasser, and I am a family law practitioner. I am a partner at Wasser, Cooperman & Mandels in Southern California, and I am also the CEO and founder of It's Over Easy Online Divorce. I have been practicing family law for about 25 years, and I have lots of experience with individuals who have AUD and struggle with custody issues incident to their sobriety. Working with Soberlink has been a real lifesaver for me as a family law practitioner because I can recommend that a client who struggles with their sobriety puts a Soberlink unit in their home, is able to show either their co-parent or the opposing counsel each time they are with the children or going to be with the children that they are in fact sober. It keeps everybody honest, and it really provides a sense of consistency for kids who clearly would like to be able to spend as much time as possible with both of their parents and without the impediments of litigation, negotiation, arguments, or accusations about whether or not a parent is maintaining his or her sobriety. So as attorneys, particularly family law attorneys that are really working within families and people who are maybe litigating but are going to know each other for the rest of their lives if they've got children, it's incumbent upon us to be problem solvers. So rather than getting into a big pissing contest about who did what or who's responsible or who's fallen off the wagon in the past, what we have done on many occasions is if there's any question, rather than taking it to a court, rather than having a judge assign or order something testing-wise, we simply voluntarily say, this is a solution to the problem. We're going to do this. We're going to test each time before the kids come, halfway through their time with mom or dad, and then again at the exit. We're going to give this to you. We're going to make it easy for you, and therefore there's nothing for you to worry about, and there's no more allegations for you to make. Take the guesswork out, take the negotiations out, take the allegations out, and simply provide the information that's been requested so there is no question or concern that could be raised with a court. Obviously, there's a real stigma in our society about AUD. I think people are coming to realize that it is an illness, that it is a disease. Just like any other one, it has to be given credence and it has to be given compassion. Taking the stigma or taboo out of getting divorced is a very similar experience to taking it out of AUD. Stuff happens. That being said, the flip side of it is often, oh, but my kids are in danger, oh, but my kids could suffer as a result. I think it makes a lot of sense to work with a company like Soberlink and be able to take the guesswork out of it, provide certainty not only for the client who has AUD, but for the other parent as well, and really step away from the stigma and really realize this is an issue, we're dealing with the issue, let's move on to the next, whatever's in our children's best interest, because that is the standard. What we have done in many cases where there are people who are really working on their sobriety is voluntarily brought a Soberlink unit into the home and had him or her test regularly in order that either we're sharing it with the other parent or we're keeping a record of it for our own to show that there is no issue, and if need be able to show a judicial officer, here are the times that there was testing, here are the times that the test came up clean, there's nothing to be worried about in this instance, and in fact, although my co-parent is very concerned or maybe is just maliciously prosecuting me, I have the proof to show that I've done what needs to be done to make sure our kids are safe when they are in my custody. So I have represented spouses in the past, parents in the past. In one instance in particular, I represented mom. Dad had AUD, dad had been to rehab, dad had come out of rehab and was doing pretty well, but he had a relapse. And so mom was understandably very concerned about what was going on when her kids were over there. In the past, we would have monitored visitation and have a person that just kind of stands there like a potted plant, making sure nothing goes wrong. In the past, we'd have situations where that would be somebody would come to the house and do, urine tests, very invasive, also kids wondering what's going on. When we proposed that dad would use Soberlink, first of all, mom had a much higher level of comfort, and dad was actually super cool about it because I think he at that time was feeling very comfortable with his sobriety, and he even said, I'm really glad that I know that I can test while the kids are with me, that the test automatically goes to you, Laura, that nobody else is seeing it unless there's actually an issue, and then I can move on with my custodial time, not worrying about being accused, not worrying about somebody saying, oh, I saw him holding a can that looked like a beer, but maybe it was just non-alcoholic. Very, very clear, lots of certainty, quick to do, inexpensive, and both my client and her ex were feeling really, really good about this throughout the entire usage. One of the things that, as I see the tides turning surrounding sobriety and AUD, is a level of compassion and a level of understanding. But another thing is drilling down and having a level of certainty so that this testing periodically can really make both parties feel more comfortable about whatever's going on and lessen the finger pointing, allegations, one-upmanship, really get back to the matter at hand, which is how are we both going to do our best co-parenting, sharing custody of our children, and making sure that our whole family, even if we're no longer living under one roof, comes out of this okay.